Well, this is a video of how to take a tire off safely. A couple of things that you need. You'll see that I have a jack. I also have the proper tools. This is called a breaker bar, an extension, and the right size socket to take off your lug nut. It can be taken off by hand, or you can actually use machines to take it off, but we'll do it by hand this time. So make sure, first of all, that your socket fits firmly on the lug nut. And once you place it on there, go ahead and put your breaker bar in, and you can start loosening them one by one. I already pre-loosened them a little bit, so it's easier, but this is basically how you do it. You loosen all of them a little bit. Once they're loosened, you have to make sure that you put the jack underneath, but you have to look under and you have to find a spot where it's not going to crush the underneath of it, where you have a cross member or something solid that you can put the jack under. Once you found that, you located that, then you can lift it up, meaning the car, little by little. You just need to lift it up enough to take the tire off. Once you have that, you want to use a jack stand to put underneath, once again someplace where it's solid, so just in case the jack slips, it wouldn't fall on. You can see that the vehicle is jacked up enough to take the rim off with the tire, and underneath I already have a jack stand under a cross member that will that's in place just in case the jack would slip and fall. So what happens now is that we want to take the socket, and we can, if it's loose enough, we can do it by hand, loosening the bolts, the lug nuts I mean. And once you've taken all the lug nuts off, you can actually take the rim off. Be careful that your foot's not under the rim or the tire so it doesn't get crushed. Also, once you have all the bolts off, if the rim doesn't want to come loose, you may have to actually kind of kick it, or you may have to use a rubber mallet to get it loose. In case it has been on there for quite a while, then it will be a little bit difficult to take off. But otherwise, it should come off fairly easy. And let me just get this last one off, and I'll show you how that's done. And you see, this does come off easily. You can take it off and kind of move it out of the way. And the reversal would be used to put the tire back on. So thank you for watching. Block the tire so it doesn't roll back or forward. Also, you want to set the parking brake as well. One hint is to remove the jack stand once you have the tire installed and you have the lugs on the lug nuts, and then you want to tighten those as much as you can and take out the jack stand and lower the jack. Otherwise, if you tried lowering the jack before you take the jack stand out, it will get caught on the jack stand and you won't be able to lower the car properly. One other thing is that this is what I ran into. I took my car into a shop, and this is what happened to my lug nuts. They used the wrong size socket and they rounded off the lug nuts. I had to get a new set. I wasn't too happy about that, and it was pretty difficult to take off these lug nuts after they have done this. So make sure that you do get the right size before you try taking these off. So once again, thank you for watching the video, and see you in the next one. You would follow the reversal of procedures to install the tire. Just what I didn't tell you is that once you're putting the tires back on, or the rim back on, what you want to do is lift the tire back on to where it is on here well. So there it is. I just lifted it up. And then you will put the lug nuts back on. Just one thing to remember is that when you're putting the lug nuts back on, put them on, you can put all of them on, but when you're trying to tighten them, and after you have them snug and you want to torque them down, meaning that you want to get them really tight, you do kind of a cross pattern. So you go from across each other and keep doing that till you get them tight, but also check your specifications for how tight you need them. So you may want to use a torque wrench to do that. And also, once you drive around for a little bit, you should go back maybe in, a couple of miles, maybe the next day, and make sure that they're still tight and they're still to the specifications that they're supposed to be. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.